What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, I basically want to talk about the future of Life is Strange. Now, I may have titled it something about Life is Strange 3. I haven't necessarily thought of what the actual title is going to be, but I want to kind of rattle some things off. I kind of want to talk about what the future of the game could be, whether it be a Life is Strange 3 from Don't Nod, Deck 9 maybe, and talk about really, things that they need to kind of rebound on and what I'm expecting from the future of Life is Strange. If you guys have any ideas yourselves or anything you guys want to see or any thoughts in general about the future of Life is Strange, please leave it in the comments below. This video is definitely going to be more upbeat than the past videos I've done. I'm not going to rant, and I guess nearly as much. I may accidentally get mad at Season 2, but the primary focus of this video is not to get mad at what we just played, but really to look forward to the future and see what could be coming. So I guess the first thing, probably that goes in everybody's minds, would be a Life is Strange Season 3. It makes sense. It obviously makes sense. Life is Strange is not a franchise that I think they want to go anywhere. It's a franchise that they definitely want to keep around, that they want to survive. And I mean Square Enix. And it's important to note that obviously Don't Nod is the ones who make it, and they're the ones who obviously need to continue to make ideas or have ideas to continue the franchise. But Square Enix needs to be comfortable publishing these games. They're the ones who are the publishers. They make some of the money from it. They allow Don't Nod. I mean, they literally publish their games. Without Square Enix, Don't Nod would either have to self-publish or go through somebody else to publish their games. Now, they don't necessarily have problems going through other people. They've gone through other people for numerous other games that actually have come out over the last couple of years, and even games that are coming out in the future. They've definitely expanded to more than just Life is Strange, which, when you're thinking about the future of Life is Strange, could make you kind of worried maybe, because they are trying to branch out. But in a good way, I guess they're not so reliant on Square Enix. They don't necessarily, I think, need them to publish their titles, although they obviously would need somebody. So Life is Strange 3, again, is like obviously the thing you would think of next. In my mind, this is going to be that slight jab at Season 2. I would prefer if Don't Nod just stops. I'd prefer if Don't Nod at least kind of self-reflects and looks at actually the criticism of Season 2 to improve upon for Season 3. But even if you don't agree with that, in terms of how long this would take, this is going to take years. I mean, I hated Season 2. I think that's a proper word to say for my dislike of the season. But they made a lot of strides, especially graphical strides, and that should be expected. I mean, in between Seasons 1 and Season 2, it was 3 years. It's hard to believe that, although here we are in December of 2019, the game has been out pretty much for almost a year and a half. The game came out in late September of 2018. So the game has been around for a very, very long time, and that's where the journey started for this season. So it doesn't take them all that long. We're not talking 5-6 years. This isn't like a CD Projekt Red game. This isn't a Rockstar game. This shouldn't take half a decade. But this is a game that, if they were to make a third game, you gotta think we're looking at like the end of 2022, if not the beginning of 2023. They could even do something like the second half or like the summer of 2023. So we have a long time to wait for sure. And do I think we'll get it? I do think we will get a Season 3. I will truly, if I could look you guys in the eyes, I would. I would truly tell you by looking you in the eyes that I do not think this season sold well at all. I have no proof. It's just my speculation, so you guys could say you're just saying that. I am. Let me tell you why really, really quick, and then we'll go on to what could be, before a Season 3. I really don't think this sold well. Within literally weeks of the first episode coming out, the episode as well as the season went on sale for almost half off, if not half off. This game had so many sales throughout the years, and yeah, I get it. In this digital age that we're in, with all of these sales, a lot of games get marked down very, very soon after they come out. But still, some of the bigger games don't get marked down. The games that companies feel the most like secure on, that they know are going to sell no matter what, they don't really get marked down, especially that close to it coming out. Now, even if you look at examples this year, like, yeah, Call of Duty got marked down. Yeah, The Outer Worlds got marked down a few weeks after they came out. But those were big games. Those games sold extremely well the day they came out in that like first week, and then I'm sure they got additional sales by marking them down. But you look at games even by Sony, Death Stranding, you look at maybe Pokemon from Nintendo, you look at Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, that's a Sony game, Nintendo game, and also a third-party game. Those games did not get marked down, and those games sold very, very well around the first week that they came out, but then they did not mark them down. Why? Because they wanted to sell them for full price, because they had confidence that people would still buy them for full price and that they would lose money and they would lose how much they'd actually be making from it if they marked it down. So what I'm basically saying is, like, the markdowns just in general, and also I just don't see the buzz for Season 2 as much as I did for Season 1. I don't care if you liked it more, but in general, from the internet, I think Season 1 just had a movement behind it. There were so many theories, and I get there were theories, there were videos being made. I was one of the only ones making videos on Season 2. I'm not saying I'm the only one, but I was one of the very few. At Season 1, it seemed like everybody was making videos. It seemed like everybody was writing about the game. People were in love with it. People were speculating. There was just such a excitement level that I don't think has ever been reached for Season 2. So I believe personally in my heart of hearts that sales were down for Season 2. I think overall excitement and hope and hype and enjoyment and even how much people liked it, like response, literal review scores, just word of mouth of divisiveness, which we've talked about. I mean, I adored Season 1, but I hated Season 2, and I'm not alone, but also I'm not like everyone. Obviously, there's another side of people that love this game, but I feel like there wasn't this nearly as much. Maybe there was this a little, but there wasn't this nearly as much as there were for Season 1. So I feel like there's just been a lot of bad stuff that's happened. And also, the release dates didn't help. Coming out literally 5 episodes in a year and a half almost, literally almost a year and a half, is pathetic. And I had said that before, and I will continue to say it. It is I think it is the worst release ideas and schedules just in general in gaming. I truly do believe that. This never should have taken this long to happen, and I do fully believe that hurt this game. Also, the kind of scummy thing that they did where you had to buy the full season. You couldn't buy them episodically, so you couldn't say, well, I didn't like episode 1, so I'm not going to buy episode 2. No, because up until like a few weeks after episode 1, you had to buy them all together. And that is a way for Don't Nod to get all your money before they start to screw around with the game, which in my opinion, they did. Now, I know I'm kind of ranty, I'm kind of getting mad again, but those are just the facts. That is what happened. And at the same time, then people did get very mad at them, and they did eventually say, okay, well, you can buy episodes individually. I just really don't think I really think this game did not sell well. I really do believe that. And what does that all mean? Well, I think it means that Season 3 is the last chance, that they need to nail it when it comes to Season 3, and they need to get people back on their side when it comes to Season 3. They have a lot to earn back from people, but they need to turn the page. I honestly feel like if they continue going down this path, sales, reception, how they're making the game in general, ideologies that they're trying to do in these games, it's going to fail, and the games are going to continue. I really do believe this game sold less. I'm not saying it sold less because of anti-Trump. I'm not saying it sold less because they focused in on racism. I just think it sold less. I can tell you reasons why I believe it. You guys can tell me reasons why you believe it, but I think this game sold significantly less than Season 1, and I think when it comes to Season 3, this is their last chance because, again, like, it needs to be profitable in order to continue, and it's definitely a franchise that they want to continue, so the question just is, they need to turn around. They need to earn people's trust back. What can we expect in the intermediate in between them? I honestly do feel like Deck 9 is working on a sequel to Before the Storm / another kind of spin-off game. I really think it makes sense. We don't know what they've been making literally ever since Before the Storm. They've been insanely quiet. We have no idea what they've been making. They haven't said anything. And we know how passionate they are about Life is Strange. We know that they even said that they wanted to make more after Before the Storm. Given the opportunity, they 100% would make more. And so you coinciding that with the fact that they've been just insanely quiet, but clearly they're working on something. I truly do believe something is coming in the in-between. I honestly feel like we could get something as soon as like this E3 that they say. Because Before the Storm came out extremely close to Season 1 releasing, and then that led directly into the farewell episode, which led right into the Captain Spirit episode, or kind of, demo, and which led right into Season 2. So I honestly feel like maybe not 2020, it's possible, but more like probably 2021. Give them another year. I truly believe we'll see Life is Strange again. It will be a spin-off game. It'll maybe be a Before the Storm 2, whatever they want to do it, but I do think we will get a return to it in a side version fashion with Deck 9, and then shortly after Season 3 would come out. I think it makes a lot of sense. I think it works really, really well. In a way, it's kind of what the Batman games try to do one time, right? In between City and Night, they knew Night would take obviously longer than it took them to make Asylum to City. Asylum to City only took them 2 years, but then City to Night took them 4. They knew that was going to be a problem, and they wanted to kind of fill that gap. So they said, hey, Warner Bros. Montreal, make a Batman game, and they ended up making the prequel, and it came out literally in between. So we had a Batman game in 2009, 11. We had that filler game, which in a way, a lot of people now kind of coincide it with a filler kind of idea, even though it definitely is a standalone game. But that game came out in 2013, and then we had Night in 2015. Even with Life is Strange, if you look at Before the Storm, it's kind of like that lesser property. I mean, I guess you could. I think Before the Storm is 1,000 times better than Season 2, so I will take another Before the Storm quality game. I will welcome Deck 9 making a Life is Strange game. I hope that happens, and they definitely have with Deck 9 and with Dontnod. They have the power to make games come out, like stagger them, so that we get a Life is Strange game. Maybe it's not to the full quality and scale as the mighty Dontnod, which no longer, in my opinion, is mighty, but we could get that halfway in between now and when Season 3 comes out by Dontnod. I truly think that's the plan. I think this is a franchise that they want to continue, that they hopefully don't want to push in these very political boundaries again, but probably will. And I do see a future still for Life is Strange, but one that they really have to watch out on because they are on a slippery slope that can totally lead to the franchise dying out if they're not careful. So guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think? What do you think the future holds for Life is Strange? When do you think we'll get a spin-off game from Deck 9? When do you think that would come out? And do you think we will get a Season 3 of Life is Strange? When do you think that one would come out as well? Thank you all so much for watching. This has been an insane and incredible journey of Life is Strange. We're not done. I will, of course, make Life is Strange videos whenever news comes out about it. I love talking about this game. You guys that have joined me over the past year and a half that have come for Life is Strange, that respected what I had to say, even when we don't agree. You guys are the absolute best. I think you guys are truly, truly awesome. Thank you so much for sticking with me and for putting up with me on this very long Season 2 journey. Again, we're done with the community series in the way it is for right now, but as soon as there's news for future Life is Strange games, I will cover it, and as soon as the next Life is Strange game gets announced and comes out, we will, of course, be right back at it. Community series, every other week, every week, live streaming the games, reviewing them, all that stuff. We're definitely not done with Life is Strange. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys stick with me and come back when I kick off Life is Strange again sometime in the future.